Welcome, my name is Thomas Ledford, aka Taxman88. I'm here to share in this video, walking you through how I prepared the tax return for Peter Dale, which is the first scenario in lesson 4. Each lesson 1 represents a week, lesson 2 represents another week, so each lesson represents a week. So that's how that works when it comes to the lesson plan. So when you get to lesson 5, you already should be in week 5 for the most part, unless you're ahead. And so I'm already logged in. I've already done the return, but now I'm going to go through it again live and in color. And so page 1 is always the first thing pops up once you create the return. Personal information, filing status, date of birth, occupation, telephone number, address, and then we answer these questions here. Oh, no. Dealing with foreign currency, foreign accounts, cryptocurrency, virtual currency, things of that nature. We come out. Then we go to the next step. We got 2 dependents. Fill out the information, name, social, date of birth, 12 months. In this particular return, we have child care. So when you got child care, that's going to be a part of your return. The child care amount they paid will go to each child. So if you got 2 kids on the return, then you divide that amount by 2, and you put the amounts for each one on each of the dependents when you're in this section when it comes to child care expenses. And so that's what goes here, divided by 2, which the amount we put here for this one, and the amount we put for the second one. Child care pays for kids 12 and under. And so we see, that means they qualify for child tax credit, and the kids 16 under qualify for child tax credit. And then the responses are yes, no, yes. And over here again, for training purposes, anything that's checked should be in the file. So school records, lease, medical records, anything off this list should actually be in the file. If not, others should have something filled out. And so that's how they go. Then we go to page down and get to the second dependent. We put the amount in again for the second dependent. That equals the total amount paid for child care. And so put the information in for the dependent, and we say they qualify for child tax credit because they're under 16 and they under 12 for child care services. And so we go yes, no, yes. We make 2 selections over here for our residency test for the children, making sure we got 2 things off the list that shows that they all stay in the same house, using on the same address with the same tax return is the key to that. And then once we finish that, we come out there, we fill out this 2441. This is the information of the person filing who's keeping the children. So if it's a company, you're going to put the EIN number and select the EIN number. If it's an individual who might have an EIN number, then you also put the information there and select EIN, and put the information in here and fill it all out until you finish, and then you'll come out. So this amount here is divided by 2. That's how we got decided for the dependents. Okay, escape, come out of that. And then we go to income, because we're dealing with a self-employed person. Boom, this person has janitorial service. That's the code for janitorial. You know, I've been doing it so long, some of the codes we use a lot, we memorize, because we've been doing them so long, so they stick in your head. That's his EIN number. That's the place he do business. That's separate from his home. This is the amount he grossed. These are the individual expenses that we, when we want to make sure we document inside the tax return for clients who have expenses that won't fall under this section. See, this section here, we'll say part 2 expenses. If you got something that fits there, then yeah, but for the most part, self-employed people who fall into certain industries, we normally break down their expenses and how much they pay, and we show it here under other expenses so the IRS can see what expenses they exactly have inside their business. Then we come out of there, and when it comes to the signature forms, all the signature forms on this section, we start with EF. That when we link to EF means it's ready for electronic filing. Then we go to PIN number, which is how we sign all returns, the day's date, and your PIN number, which is the 5-digit PIN number you selected, and The software automatically creates a PIN number for them. We'll come out of there. And then this here, consent, disclose tax return information. We just put the date in. So when it's time to print, they can sign off on it on that one. Same here, consent to use, just put the date in. They can sign off on it when we print it. Identification, that speaks for itself. Whatever ID they give you, that's what's going to go in this section. 8867. Yes, yes, no, yes, 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 applicable, yes, 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 head of household, yes, did they certify that? Yes, and now here's, yeah, no, no, yes, no. And so this here form is going to vary with each individual client based on certain factors. Now, certain questions that's going to stay the same for everybody. But if you got a person that has self-employment, then when it comes to number 8, you're going to say yes. But if a client doesn't have self-employment, then you leave that blank or hit now applicable. It's up to you. So there's a couple of questions on here that if the client don't apply to the client, then you don't have to really worry about that. Then you hit escape, come out of that. Then we go to these questions here, head of household questions. So everybody filing head of household, you ask them these series of questions. And you let them know, hey, the head of household filing requirements are different as far as tax purposes. And I ask you questions I have to ask you. Nothing I want to know, just things I just want to know. So we have to ask you these questions. You come out. And so you hit calculate. So while I'm waiting to calculate, that air trading noise you hear is my mouse is no longer compatible with this system, so it's making that noise. But tomorrow I'll have a fresh new one, so hopefully going forward, I won't have an issue with me recording these videos when you're hearing those sounds like this, because it irritates me. So this means they're good to go. They owe $10,052 to the federal, $3,053 to the state. So that's how that works for self-employed people. Even though they had dependents on here, they still owe. And so the thing with self-employed people who not incorporated, they pay income tax on the money and self-employment tax on the money. But the great thing about his situation was he had 2 kids that qualified him for child tax credit of $2,000 each kid. So they deducted $4,000 off the top of what he already owed, which would have made it even more. And so that helped a little bit, but we'll talk about other strategies in another video, and I'll see you in the next one.